So, welcome again to the final match of the day. We will be featuring a match with Kissel and Tesseract. Tesseract will be spawning in teal, and Kissel will be spawning in somewhat whitish, well, grey. Whitish grey. I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to call it, white or grey. Still, either works, and we're just waiting for our players to select their spawn locations. And there we go. So Kissel immediately going for metal, and unsurprisingly, actually they spawn relatively close to each other. But it's still far enough that you can't immediately attack each other, so I'm just gonna let this one play out. Kissel might slightly complain afterwards, but let's just leave it at that for now. So, pretty standard openers coming up for both players, but look at things. Actually, somewhat more metal as you usually do for Tesseract, and Kissel is going either power first or actually cancelled. Okay, it's going for the air factory first. No factory being constructed so far for Tesseract, so Kissel is definitely going to be first in that regard. He is queuing up a bot factory right now. A bot and a vehicle factory apparently, and also a vehicle factory being queued up here. Kissel seems to be going for a scout first, which is always a very good choice. You want to use those fireflies to scout out your opponent as soon as you possibly can. As he immediately did at this point. Hummingbird now going up as well, followed up by a bumblebee. I assume he's gonna try and be best with that. We got a stinger first, followed up by a dox, so no fabrication bots are being constructed straight away. And now the first fabrication aircraft is finally coming up. Two stingers have been constructed, and another dox is on the way, so apparently he's swapping dox for stingers and continuously producing that one. We do have the first fabrication vehicle out for Tesseract now. Bumblebee is sitting here in the middle of nowhere. I assume he's trying to see what a good angle of attack would be. Another fabrication aircraft, followed up by more hummingbirds. Economy is looking slightly better for Tesseract, although he does have slightly less production capacity at the moment, I do believe. It's kind of tied. Secondary base is going to be established here for Kissel, so he's going to spread out as much as he possibly can by the look of things. Tesseract still pretty much in the same spot, and he's not spreading out much at all. Even with the added waypoint to make it go slightly further out to make sure that he doesn't accidentally lose this one when he should not. No additional off-grid bases so far. So this is just the first one. He's curiously building also a laser tower first, so any attempt at intercepting and destroying this one is probably going to be snuffed right in the butt if they try it. Not that there's any such attempt going on at this moment. So Kissel still struggling economy-wise. Tesseract doing slightly better in that regard. He's also gonna take these metal spots here and probably these metal spots here as well. So economy-wise, he's definitely doing better, but production-wise, he's not doing as good. Actually, no, production-wise, he's doing sort of okay. He's got his two factories, which are mainly pumping out attack bots using the one and fabrication vehicles using the other. And this one is taking quite a while to get up. Of course, as soon as it gets up, this metal is going to be taken as well. Did he actually see that? I think he did. Yes, he did. So he knows that there's something going on. And he probably wants to intercept it if he can. Question is he going to try anything? Or is he just going to make some defenses so this thing doesn't do much at all? Another flyby. Is he gonna... I think he's gonna... Yeah, he's using the Firefly to actually attack this fabrication aircraft. And it will eventually go down. But I think the factory might be finished before that happens. Actually, he's pulling it out. I have no idea why he's pulling it back, because he totally could have taken it out. Now, an extra bot factory being put down here as well, after the laser tower with some walls. I like the walls. That's something that too few people do, in my opinion, because walls, just a few, absorb a lot of shots that can be thrown at the laser tower and keeps it alive way longer than it normally would be. A few more bot factories going down here as well. Still pretty much centered around this area. The laser tower will keep this position quite safe for now. A patrol of hummingbirds probably to stop any air harassment going down. Although if he uses this to construct a few bumblebees, he might actually be able to take this out without any real issue. An advanced air factory is going to be constructed here as well. I'm not entirely sure where the fabrication aircraft for that one is. We'll just have to wait and see. So main base is pretty much abandoned. Only the commander and a few fabricators are using this. He's spreading around his forces quite a bit, using these forward positions to actually fortify anything he needs to. A few docks moving in. I don't believe these will be doing much, mainly scouting. He doesn't even know about these guys, does he? Oh, he actually does know about it, so he's marching right between those. Few docks already constructed here, but not doing much so far. Yeah, so that's the end of those docks. A few more are ready here to make another attempt at assault, but with these towers here, I doubt they're going to be doing much. Also an advanced air factory being constructed here now, so it's going to be advanced air against advanced air. Tesseract obviously got a lead on constructing his advanced air, so he will have his units slightly earlier. It looks like he's going to try and intercept this, although the laser tower will be finished before these docks get into position. And there's a wall in front of it to make matters worse. Although the metal might actually get destroyed, but that's not going to do much. He seems to be focusing primarily on the tower. One fabric got taken out. Other got taken out as well. Yeah, the tower does go down. That was some nice control here by Tesseract. A few docks of Kissel are now coming in to actually take out the docks that are left over. And a few slight... well, small task force are moving in here as well, probably in an attempt to deal with this. Not too much in the way of defenses, so I assume they might actually be able to make some economic damage happen. He's sending in the Fireflies, but even a lot of Fireflies are going to take a while to shoot through this. Eventually they'll take it out though. Lots of Fireflies do seem to be viable. Interesting strategy there, especially considering how cheap those Fireflies actually are. Looks like there's a number of Kestrels coming out of this one, and those gunships actually might be able to pack quite a bunch, because any defenses that I see so far seem to be primarily ground defenses. So if you can keep Kissel in dark for long enough for those to be effective, then that might actually prove to be quite interesting. He's sending them out already with an escort of 3 peregrines, which should be able to keep these relatively safe. Although, obviously now, Kissel is very much aware of the fact that he has these guys. He's even sending his commander to deal with the Kestrels, and the Kestrels just got taken out. Only the one is still hanging in here, and it's substantially damaged. A few more shots and that will probably go down. Actually, just the one shot at this point. Tower got taken out here, but there's no follow-up at the moment. Kestrel still taking it out on these docks. Actually taking it out on the factory. Has to be quite careful that it doesn't hover too close to the commander, because then it can take that. Okay, so that's one forward position now. And lots of peregrines are being pumped out right now for Kissel. So Kissel is probably gonna make sure that any kind of harassment like that cannot happen again. The second position here got taken out as well. So actually, Kissel had some pretty decent map control earlier on, but Tesseract seems to be pushing back right now. It's pushing back in quite a major way. Moving through here as well to actually take out any production or any economy you can. Same here going on with these docks. So he's actually doing really well, especially considering the fact that Kissel is generally the favorite for these matches. But this tournament he seems to have a streak of bad luck because he managed to, well, he didn't manage to finish some of his matches, which resulted in ties. And now he's actually being somewhat outplayed, I feel. And now he's building his own Kestrels, so Kissel is probably going to try and retaliate. Oh, this is very dangerous, because I do believe he knows of this advanced air factory that Kissel does have. It's actually, no, he does not. He doesn't. Oh, so he assumes that drops are still a viable way to go, and that's why he's building these Pelicans, probably in combination with this advanced vehicle factory, because that one is pumping out Vanguard, and that's a good combination for a drop. But if you've got this number of peregrines in the air, those Vanguards are going to get shot down before they can get dropped off by their Pelicans. And now he realizes he's in a bad spot, and that was a bad idea. He's quickly switching his production back so he can actually get more peregrines in the air and deal with this. But he did not know about it earlier on, and that is quite troublesome. There's also this single Kestrel mixed in here that is shooting at anything it actually can shoot. These docks here are taking quite a chunk out of the base. Eventually this Kestrel might actually deal with it. But meanwhile he's taking some pretty big economic damage, and that's never really nice. Especially since he's already behind at this point. More docks coming in through the front. There's a single missile turret here, which is now getting taken out. So that's less air presence still. Still the Kestrels are the main air presence at this point. Well, the Kestrels and the Peregrines, mostly the Peregrines. So that's yet more economic damage being taken there. He still has a positive economy, but it's not going all that well. Also sending out some advanced fabrics to build some power around this area, hopefully out of the way for Tesseract, so he can't actually attack that with docks. Even though there's a Kestrel, well, 2 Kestrels in the air at the moment, these docks are taking quite a while to go down. And yet another swarm of docks coming in this way. So it's pretty much non-stop aggression by Tesseract, constantly coming in, trying to poke holes in defenses, take some chunks out of the economy. Oh, we've got the Vanguard drop, and the Vanguard drop, oh, we managed to drop them off right on time. I thought the Pelicans would have been destroyed before he actually managed to drop these guys, but he did manage to drop these guys. And these guys are lethal close range. If you can actually take out this factory, that's going to be a pretty major win. And he's going straight for it? Yes. Okay, so even managing to destroy the laser towers. Still, that is one expensive building. And Kissel is calling it a GG right now, which it very much is. Don't know if Kissel is going to still try and fight, or if he's just going to self-destruct his commander. But these 3 Vanguards here were pretty much a nail in the coffin. Tesseract playing, yeah. So that was a commander done, and that was a very good game by Kissel. He played really well. So, by Kissel, by Tesseract, or Kissel played very well as well, but Tesseract took this one by a landslide, I'd have to say. So, well, that was the final game. The tournament is still going on, obviously. I will actually quickly check PA League to see what matches already finished. Let's see, thus far we don't have that many matches that finished. God and Martinez are still playing, so are Colin and Burnt Custard, and Kissel and Tesseract just finished, so we know that Tesseract actually won that one, but we don't know what the first, second and third places will be. So definitely keep an eye on the site, I'll quickly link it in the video description, and you can actually see what happens there. That being said, I'm out now, so have a good night and cheerio!